I'm Vic Tara, MD and CTO at TBL, and we make PropCo. And our story starts back in 1998, and it starts with a problem. At the time, I was a landlord. I'd built my own letting agencies, and I had a problem handling the volume of students, or the seasonal volume of students. So much so that that year in '98, I found one night people actually camping outside of my office to grab the first property lists that were going to be launched the next day. That was quite a big problem to me. I was worried about people getting ill, but it was cold outside, and people camping outside your premises was not a good look. I didn't want to be in the press. So I set about solving this problem, and being a tech enthusiast, I solved that problem with tech. In '98, I built a web portal for those students and for my lettings business, running on a Linux Apache web server with PHP. That was reasonably cutting edge in 1998. And there started my vision to transform the UK lettings industry, by using software. And that's what we've continued to do, continuing over the years to solve problems digitally and to lead to the transformation of the lettings industry. That's been our vision at TBL, and I'd just like to hand over to my colleague Mark Howlett. Mark, how do you think we did with that?
Thank you, Vic. I think we've come a long way, to be fair, and I think maybe I might just ask myself, what is it that we are here to do today? And the answer to that question really is to simply explain why PropCo is the right choice of software platform in this market, and indeed why Technology Blueprint is the right software partner for it. It is because over the years we have earned the trust and the integrity, along with the endorsement across a longevity within this industry over the 20 years that we've been here. In fact, in that time, PropTech has been from the outset in our DNA. It is because when you have a client account that contains collectively in the order of £2 billion, that when you're under the scrutiny of the top 4 accountancy firms, the PricewaterhouseCoopers, the Deloitte, the KPMG, Ernst & Young, and then when that account size has to be reconciled to the penny year on year, and we've succeeded in doing that, I think that's a really good reason why we as a service provider to this industry works. It is because we have a highly definable workflow suite that enables our customers to automate, refine and define their workflow, their work processes, so that they can consistently deliver the best service to their customer base. I think it's also because we've always seen that online access for self-serve and self-submit as a necessity, not just of convenience and luxury, but it's there for the customer's benefit. And it's something, as you mentioned, Vic, that you looked at having in the 1998-99 era, and here we are now, 20 years on, and it couldn't be any more relevant. It's because we offer PropCo as a software as a service solution. Again, early adopters of that model. And the important thing of that is that it enables us to, first of all, we're a sustainable business, but it means we can reinvest in our product so that we continuously take advantage of new innovation. You could say that it is because we have all of the processes for all of the people on one platform. Adam, what do you think about digital transformation?
Mark, thanks. I mean, I think all the time about digital transformation, as I think a lot of people do globally, a lot of business leaders and certainly a lot of people in property hear a lot about it. In fact, it's in the definition of PropTech in the same way that it's in the DNA of Technology Blueprint with our PropCo platform. But when I think about digital transformation, I think people get quite fatigued hearing the word, and perhaps because they don't necessarily understand what it is. And I like to pay attention to what it isn't. You know, digital transformation isn't digitization. Digitization is the sort of things that you do on the journey that PropCo enterprise clients have been on for a couple of decades now. Digitization is things like making your forms digital. Instead of being a paper form, it's a digital form. It's on a database, or it's on a software application, it's on a website. Digitization is things like the e-signature. It's transformative to have e-signature in your business, but the e-signature is a digital signature. What's transformative, the digital transformation, is how that allows you to change your business operating model. And so I think when it comes to thinking about digital transformation in property, leaders have been a little bit slow to move. And they've been slow to move possibly because of a number of key factors. One is, frankly, in property, there's a confusion of PropTech options. There's a lot of businesses, a lot of brilliant ideas, a lot of great founders out there with solutions that will fix part of the problem. And so business leaders have had to establish for themselves in their individual operation what their criteria for choice is between the different options available. And that decision making is complicated by a lack of integration. We've seen a lot of work in the last 18 months in the direction of bringing different pieces of technology together, but actually tackling the entire life cycle of process in your business and really bringing a good digital transformation agenda to the table when you've got lots of different tech choices that don't play well with each other is a challenge, and that can be a disincentive to making a decision to change. The final big, I think, issue for digital transformation agenda setting is that the scale of the disruption and the scope of change that it involves can be very daunting for leaders. You need to make a decision about where you're going to take your business to, and when it's going to be an inevitably massive change, or it certainly can appear so, particularly if you're dealing with issues around integration or what tech choices you're going to make, it's a change that you need to decide when is the right time. And the reality is, right now is a very good time to start looking at it. I think when we look at services in the global market, not just in property, this is a time when a lot of leaders are looking at how they accelerate their transformation agendas. Digital transformation is very key, automation is very key, but also things like the environmental agenda and human resource and wellness agendas that have been in people's minds for a while. They're really addressing those in this time. It's almost like this time of crisis is a time of acceleration for a lot of change programs, and digital transformation is clearly one of those. So what are the opportunities around digital transformation? What is it really about? And I think it's about understanding that you need to tackle some of the problems head on. Some of those problems are going to be about your legacy systems, maybe in IT, systems which were very good at the time. They helped you digitize, they helped you to transform some of the elements of your process to make things more efficient, but they're perhaps not quite ready for the 21st century of change ahead. They're not really platform technologies. Also, the legacy of mindset. You know, really, you need to get into a change mindset, because the key thing about digital transformation isn't the digital part, actually, it's the transformation. So embracing how your business is going to change and how your teams are going to change is as much about thinking about how you change your mind and the mind of your team members to be really on board with change. Of course, at a time like now, a lot of people are thinking about where they want their business to be in 3 years. But where they wanted it to be in 3 years is maybe where we're starting to think about where it's going to be in 3 months. We're all thinking now about where our businesses are going to be at the second half of this year, as if that's a new horizon. And that mindset change, that ability to pivot, is happening right now. Critically, I think digital transformation is about getting your business ready to embrace the new models that are emerging, new models for occupancy, new models for transaction, new models for property management. And getting your business ready to embrace those models is what digital transformation is about. To be forward facing, to be future facing, to not follow behind others, but to define your own path forward is what leaders are really trying to come to terms with. And the reason for thinking about digital transformation is to think about how to operate where people are today. People are living their lives socially, personally, and professionally online and in a digital world. And maybe that is the biggest driver, I think, towards this agenda change right now, is we're starting to see that digital is how we've carried on operating right now. And so it's really obvious, I think, the value proposition that businesses like ours, Technology Blueprint, bring to the table. You know, our PropCo platform is a foundation for digital transformation. The work that we've done to digitize process, to digitize form filling, to allow layers of automation to come into play, but also to add these new surfaces and layers. So it's not just your staff member on a PC in your office, but it's your customer and your customer's customer accessing your business information online. It's selecting from that ecosystem of other technologies the ones that you do want to work with and plugging them into the PropCo API so that they can work with you and for you while you retain that single consolidated database, that record of truth in your business that helps you run and manage things efficiently and with the kind of transparency of audit that PropCo is really famous for. So that's what I think is important to remember, is a digital transformation is an agenda, it's a mindset, it's something that you can do, but you need to get the foundations right. When I talk about PropCo Enterprise being a foundational technology, I really mean it as a foundation stone for digital transformation to take place. But maybe I'll hand over to you, Manish, to talk about what PropCo actually is and what it actually does.
Yeah, thanks, Adam. So I'm Manish, I'm the product owner for PropCo suite of products. And those who know me know two facts about me. One is I love PropCo, and I like a good glass of wine. And I see some parallels there. I think there is something common between them. Just like a good wine, a good software takes time to mature. And I think that's certainly true for PropCo. And I would extend that analogy further by saying, just like a winemaker picks the best variety of grapes for their wine, our key ingredient to our success is that we pick the best people in the industry to make some amazing software. And I know that sounds a bit self-congratulatory, but I do speak on behalf of everyone else in the business who I've worked with over the years. And I think they've done some amazing work. I've got some slides I'd like to share with everyone. So I'm just going to turn on my screen share. So PropCo has got 6 letters, as you can see in the name, and I'll just break it down for you. The first P is about the people who are passionate about the software. R is to reduce the duplication and effort that we see so common across agencies who are not using a well-established, sophisticated platform like PropCo. O is about the optimization of business processes through things like workflows. Property management, client accounting, these are staple words in lettings, as most people know. And without these, there is no software that can call itself as a true lettings platform. And I think those really are the backbones of our products. Finally, online access for everyone, 24/7, 365. For landlords, tenants, contractors, agents, they can get to the information from the comfort of their homes, which is great in the current scenario, as you can imagine. We work with some amazing people, and here they are, or some of them anyway. That's a picture of us talking over a video conference a couple of weeks ago, and you can see everyone looks so happy. And why not? So if I just narrow down to PropCo a little bit, what is PropCo? It's an enterprise-grade software as a service platform for agents of all sizes, whether you are a single office, one-man band, or a multi-office, multi-brand national agent, we have something for everyone. We have a proven track record in lettings, sales, property management, accounts, and business intelligence reporting. What can the agents do with this? Well, they can list their properties from anywhere, anytime. So they could be in their office, at a viewing, and they could be signing deals, moving in tenants, all from a mobile phone or a tablet. They could be matching properties with potential tenants quickly. Managing their data securely, which is a great thing in terms of the peace of mind that one needs in the current GDPR world we live in. With PropCo, you have the peace of mind that you have a robust client accounting platform that is not going to let you down. Mark mentioned the fact that we are audited by the likes of PricewaterhouseCoopers and Deloitte, and they have some very high standards. Agents are expected to reconcile in line with ALA and RICS rules, and they have to account for every single penny. And with PropGo, they can. So apart from PropGo, or I should say in conjunction with PropGo, we offer various services that complement the core offering, whether it's customized branding, real-time data feeds, integrations, mobile apps, migrating data from other platforms, portals for agents, landlords, tenants, etc., and providing software as a service. So all of these things provide the foundation, you could say, for PropGo. To quote some numbers, there's on average 5,000 plus new properties added onto PropGo every month. We see on average nearly 6,000 new move-ins every month, 52,000 plus bookings, viewings, I mean to say, and an often quoted figure is the £2 billion plus of rent receipts processed annually. So £2 billion is 2,000 million, or 2 with 9 zeros, who are not familiar with that notation necessarily. PropGo is fully scalable. Thousands of users logging in every day without there being any effect on the speed or the efficiency with which data is returned to you. You typically get a sub 1 second response when you're using PropGo. So it's really something for everyone, like I said, for all users, regardless of whether you're an accountant, a property manager, a negotiator, whether you're an external contractor. We've got something that joins all of the users together. So it's a software platform for all users across many offices on all the different platforms they use in order to be the best in class, and all through a single system, PropGo. Thank you.
Wow. What a journey the last 20 years has been. Like I said at the start, we started on the cutting edge in '98. I think we continued on the cutting edge of technology over the 20 years that followed. We've been successful in transforming large-scale letting businesses in the UK. Arguably the biggest companies in this space have used our solutions to build their businesses. Where are we now? Still on the cutting edge. I get my hands dirty every day with the latest technology. We're using AI, we're using machine learning, we're using mobile surfaces, we're bringing in web RTC based video, we're using conversational bots, we're using computer vision. We're using all these technologies to continue the vision of transforming this industry on our platform that connects, as Mark says, all the people, all of the process on one platform. Thanks.